Hey guys, how y'all doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all those around the world. Welcome back to another V Rising video. In today's video, we're going to show you how to fight the Bandit King, how to get past these doors, in which we did acquire the explosives that you can create with sulfur and stuff by defeating Clive. Now, once you defeat Clive, you need an alchemy bench, and I showed you guys how to make the bombs and stuff. You bring the bombs over here, and you blow up these doors. Now, if you were not able to defeat Clive, if you're not strong enough yet, you could go fight the bear boss. Right here. In which you can bring the bear form over here and just smash the door down that way without explosives. But either way, once you're inside this bandit camp, I advise you guys to make sure you take your time and clean all the barrels up, get all the chests, make sure you take out all the mobs and all the ads and loot. Because this area gives you whetstones, it gives you sulfur, or it gives you coarse thread. Every early game material that you possibly want right now is through here, and you can get glass as well occasionally. It's very rare, but you can get glasses here as well. Now, this area is very difficult to do, especially during the day, so you want to be mindful what time you come in here, because there's not very much shade per se, if that makes sense. Now, there are a lot of ways you can do this area. I like to funnel all of the mobs inside this little tent and then burn them down that way, which works for me. It may not work for you, but each their own. Either way, we're gonna dive into it. Hop over here to Quincy the Bandit King and how to perform with him. Let's go. All right, guys, we're up here at Quincy. And what I want you guys to do is try to get used to using a bow just overall in general. It's a very, very good weapon. But before you start this fight, you want to try to pick off some of these ads. If not, playing with a sword and or an axe can be relatively difficult versus this boss just because of how his mechanics work. Now, I do want to warn you, this boss is very, very mobile, and he does do chaos damage. So be mindful of the chaos damage. It does do burn damage over time. Now, again, taking a straight 1v1 with a sword and axe or whatever up to him is not the best move, because you can take a lot of punishment because he likes to charge, and his charging mechanic can do a lot of damage. Now, that ability you just saw there is an ability in which you will acquire by defeating this boss, and what that allows you to do, it allows you to reflect on incoming attacks. So i.e., these little things that will reflect back to me and do a lot of damage to your face, and that's not something you want to be taking. So be mindful when you cast your abilities into his shield. Now, he does summon ads here, which aren't very difficult to deal with unless you get caught by the trapper here and he does nat you, which can punish you. But you should be relative ease to dodge them. Now, he has a charge ability that, what you see here, that does do a ridiculous amount of damage if you get caught. And yes, it does do a lot of damage if it does reflect, your attacks back at you, but you have to be mindful when his shield pops up. Anyhow, this charge ability will stun you in place. If it hits you, it does a ridiculous amount of damage, and he can ping pong back and forth. Once he gets lower HP, he will charge more frequently, as you can see. So try not to get hit. It only knocks you back, but it stuns him in place once his charge is off cooldown, or on cooldown. Again, look how much damage that was. That reflects, crazy. But it allows you to get off a lot of damage once this charge is on cooldown, which is great. But at the same time, you have to keep spacing with this guy. You don't want to be up in a 1v1 situation trying to just duel him. And this is the reason why I suggest using the bow. It's because your AoE, your Q, does not get reflected. And I think that's it. Sweet. So once you extract the blood from this guy, you're able to create iron ingots, and you're able to get into the next tier armor. But you have to beat him before you're able to do so. He can, like I said, can be a little bit of a challenge. And the more players you have up here trying to fight him, the more difficult the fight becomes. But also keep in mind, when you're playing this on PvP server, a lot of people will be up here. This will be an area where you will see a lot of people. So be careful, because you might get ganked here. But either way, this has been Pawseplays. Hopefully this guide has helped you guys out a little bit in the mechanics of this boss. Be mindful when you're fighting him. But either way, stay safe out there and enjoy it while you can. If you're interested in playing on my server, I will go ahead and leave the link down in the description on what it's called and how to join. It's free. It's free to play. You don't have to, just hop in. But either way, I will catch you guys in the very next video. Stay safe out there. I'll see y'all later.